I'm not allowed to speak for myself. They make all the... I'm not allowed to go anywhere by myself. They're afraid I'll escape. See how my hand and face bruise up? Them beat me because me say me tired. I'm only 13, but they said if I work harder, they will allow me to go home. Me no have no birth paper, no ID. Them take all of my documents, them.
Victims of human trafficking are all around us, and they need our help. Forced labor is one of the many forms of human trafficking. If you see something, say something. Report suspected cases of human trafficking.
Judas sold Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. And now we have women being involved in the trafficking of other women for the price of a measly Louis Vuitton shoes or a Chanel purse. Very sad days that we are living in, viewers and subscribers, when we have an increase in the number of women being involved in the trafficking of other women. Wow! Yes. As unbelievably as it sounds, this is exactly what is happening nowadays. Let us look at it this way. You know, if you see a car drive down, 2 men in it, immediately your guards would go up. If you see a gentleman trying to pick argument with you and you realize that you're not interested, then of course your guards will go up because you're thinking, something not so right. I have heard about trafficking and I don't know what this man is up to. Let us look on the other hand. You are in the club. A girl just come up to you and said, "Oh, lady, I like your shoes. Oh, your hairstyle really look nice." Our guards go down. Because look into it, remember, girly girls, where we tend to put our guards down when it comes on to other females. Sad times. Even that is not the way to go anymore. We have to now be putting up our guards, thinking twice, even if a lady approaches us. Because nowadays, guess what? In the trafficking ring, things are getting different. Things are moving, people are trying to move smarter. In that, what they are now doing is that they are recruiting women who are directly involved and women whose their role it is to sort of, pull in other women unknowingly. So if you look into it, okay, someone comes up, pays you a compliment, immediately you're thinking, because that can spark up a conversation, woman to woman. And before you know it, the person can say, "Oh, I think that modeling could fit you, I can introduce you to my modeling agency." Happy days. In former times, of course, you would be so excited that when they start booking you to come in just for an interview, you would get excited because you know that, okay, I have been referred already. I sort of have a friend already, right? Who because I met the lady on the streets, then of course that lady is already my friend in the industry. Not anymore. Because how it works now is that the men are now thinking ahead. And why I'm saying men, I am just saying men because let us face it, in most cases of sex trafficking and every type of trafficking, let us just call it human trafficking, men are involved. So people are trafficked for different reasons. And sadly, it is women and children who are targeted. So people can be trafficked for organ harvesting. Yes, that is something that is on the rise. Sex exploitation, people can be sold into slavery as well. So we have to now put our thinking caps on and our guards have to go up for everybody. Yes, it has to go up for everybody. I know as bad as it sounds and it may seem as if, Lord, I cannot trust anybody. But look, for your own safety, you have to do that. Too many of our young ladies especially are going missing. And for some of them, we just assume that they are dead because we never hear from them again. When in truth and in fact, guys, they have been trafficked. And that is really, really sad to say. we have to now think twice. I know that because of the economic situation that we are all living in, getting a little money on the side, the temptation may be very, very great, for you wanting to do that. But now you have to be thinking of your own safety, because it's always better to be safe than sorry. So let me tell you of my little situation. Was it necessary? Anything, untoward? No, not necessarily that. But for some of you, you know that I do a little bit of modeling here and there. And I am telling you this story because it has now come out that one of the most common profession, or one of the most common thing that people are using to lure ladies in, is the promise of modeling jobs. Okay? So my little situation, yes, luckily for me, I work through an agency. But every now and then, we all have our business emails. So every now and then, things will come through the email. An offer, we call it an offer, a job offer. When I say a job offer, it is you just go in one time, you do the modeling, and you leave. Okay, I work through an agency. Now, for me, on this occasion, a job offer came through for me. The money sounded really, really good. And let me tell you, yes, they use the money to lure you in as well. So the money sounded really, really good. They will always just explain to you what it is, the location that you are to meet, what type of clothes, is it going to be casual? Is it going to be formal? Yeah, they sort of give you a little heads up as to what will be going on. So I started the conversation. When I say the conversation, it is communication online, because nowadays, this is how we start conversation. This is how we start the communication process before we take it personal. Okay. So in hearing everything, it sounded really, really good. I knew the location, I knew the money that I would be getting and everything like that. But then I said to myself, okay, in communicating, I said, okay, I actually work through an agency. Do you mind if I pass on your information to my agent where all the necessary, arrangements can be made through the agency? Lo and behold, the communication came back and said, no, we prefer to work with you directly. No, it was a substantial amount of money involved. But you know what? I said to myself, okay, sorry, I think I will pass. Why I said that I would pass the offer? It is because for me at the time, I was new into the industry. I had not been modeling for a very long time. And of course, when it comes on to contracts, it is a bit different when it comes on to the modeling. So if you work through an agency, they knows everything. They know what the type of job, the value of the type of job and everything like that. Now, you would say that I was stupid to pass up that opportunity, because when you look into it, if you work through an agency, a portion of your money, a certain percentage of whatever you earn goes to them. So you see how tempting it could be for anybody to just say, jump the gun and say, okay, I will come in. I know exactly what's an offer. And at least I would not have to share my money. But no, I used my, what would I say, my third eye. And I say, you know what, let me pass. Not every money is good money anyway. So I pass it. So why am I bringing this up? It is just to say, be careful of any offers that you are being given nowadays, right? Because mind you, some of them are genuine, but some of them are not genuine. Because gone are the days when you have girly girls, when we look out for each other. Because if you look into it, if the men have gotten smarter and they are now recruiting the women so that they can actually get involved in luring ladies in, then you can see that you cannot trust anybody any at all. So you see in the club, when you used to leave your drink, leave your drink and you say, okay, friend, can you watch it for me? No, those days are done. Now you are going to buy the glass, even if it means that you walk into the club with your glass. Buy the glass. They have some of the glass that you can cover over, and just a straw you put through it. It is more difficult for you to get certain things through the straw than if your glass is just open like that. Otherwise, when you're going to the toilet, please Gulp up all of your liquor before you actually go to the toilet. When you come back, please never go back to your liquor. If you need to get a fresh glass of liquor, it's fine. It is always better to be safe than sorry. But you know what? I just wanted you to know that, look, things are changing. Protect yourselves, because, look, if you are not looking out for yourself, if you are not taking the extra precaution, then you could become a statistic. Just like at the start of this video, you are seeing all those people. Mind you, it's an reenactment, but it happens in real life, in that some of the people who you think are dead and forgotten, trust me, they are out there. It's just that you don't know that they have been trafficked. You don't know where they are. So be mindful. Remember, precaution. It's better to be safe than sorry. Okay? Remember, you have been told. You have been warned.